Hello everybody and welcome back to Middle-earth. This is Count MRVHS with episode 19 of our 4th Age Total War Dwarves campaign, and we have a little choice before us here. We just took Orodengrin, which is a dwarven settlement to the northwest of Erebor. Took that a few turns ago, but now it's got to a point where we've got a governor here, Kim of the House of Nogladur, and he is sufficient with just him to keep this place peaceful, at least for the time being. So we have basically a full army here that we have to decide where to go with it. We could go certainly into the west, and that would allow us to head down here toward one of our objectives, Gundabad. And that might be what I do, because we need to get this place for our victory condition. This also will allow us to build an assembly of the 7 houses, I believe it's called, which will give our faction leader some extra authority. And it's just good to have this part of the world because it is another pass over the mountains, and I like to have it for the bragging rights. Of course, the other thing we could do is turn into the east, where these troops are arguably going to be more needed, and we could potentially head over towards the Iron Hills and take out Rune, or at least start heading into Rune from the north. I think I'm going to go west, though. I think I want to get Gundabad, so we'll make an approach. Along the way, there may be another Orcish settlement for us to fight, so we'll see. Now, we also did get right next to Forodrain in the last couple of turns. We still haven't lost Karn Doom yet, which we took in the last episode, so we expect to lose that very soon to Revolt. Let's just go ahead and put Forodrain under siege, and we could assault this at any time thanks to our siege ballistas, but I just don't feel like it. Let's just keep putting the hurt on them. If they want to try to relieve it, that's fine. If not, we'll keep them bottled up there. The big development last episode was the attack of the Beornings, this awful betrayal. Actually, I don't think we were ever allied with them, so it's not a betrayal, I guess, but it is not very nice. So we're going to just chase them away from Last Bridge. And actually, what we may need to consider now is bringing this army down south to defend this area from any more Adunabar incursions or Tharbad, because I just don't like how these guys are deployed. It's rather intimidating. So maybe after the next turn, we'll either assault or just back down here, because I want to start taking the fight to the Beornings, actually. And to that end, I'm just going to bypass these little armies. They're probably going to follow me, and we're going to head over toward the high pass stronghold. That's going to be our next goal. We'll see if they follow me. If not, that's not the end of the world. We'll just train up some more hireling spears, and that may be enough. Yeah, that'll certainly be enough for us to hold off against these guys anyway. In the south, in our fort, the outpost of Dolboran, we did manage to get the relief force down there, but there is a bit of a question as to whether that was that useful. So we are building another settlement here, a Dwarven Hall, which I'm not sure if I had ever built, or if that got destroyed, because we did have some light rebellion going on. But in any case, this will allow us to train hireling spears in addition to our blunderbusses, and I'm not sure if that's actually going to increase our population growth. It does not appear that it will, but it will help with the unrest, because it'll allow this to convert fully to Ways of the West. So that's the plan there. Maybe the Dunlendings will attack us again. Alright, where was this? Karn Doom. Okay, yes. Great, and that went to the rebels. So good. If I can turn this part of the map into just rebels, that is fine. Our income is starting to hurt a little bit lately. Okay, we lost an emissary to old age down here, so yeah, I guess we should probably have another one. Although that was enough to prevent me from training Wayne bows. You know what? I've waited long enough. Let's go for the Wayne bows. We'll get the emissary later. But our income is starting to hurt a bit because we have a couple of armies with siege ballistas. We're going to have Wayne bows in a second. And that is going to have an impact. We don't have like the 20,000 to spend anymore, is basically all that I'm saying. Gundu Thorin is not a very lucrative settlement. You can see it's only going to give us, 12 or so extra Mirian per turn for building these trade houses. So I'm inclined just to leave it. Keep working on our cash. We've got 164,000 in the bank, but I want to have more, like 300,000 or so. Okay, so let's just attack this army to chase them off. And what do they have there? Not much. Well, they will have the high ground if we attack. So I'll just wait. I don't think we could go much further anyway in terms of movement points. And they know we're coming for them now, so that's good. Looks like Tharbad has turned back again towards Bree. That's also good. Let's just keep this under siege until we feel we have to lift it. Part of the reason I'm soft pedaling my advance in the north is because the Reunited Kingdom is still pretty strong. And I don't want to do all of their work for them lest they get any ideas. What else can we build, though? Loon is building. Dwaro Delph, I'm not too worried about. Probably Last Bridge would be good. I think we're gonna want to go for vaults. They are going to be required for us to get our next level of military buildings. This way station here, which will allow us to train our own bowmen of Ariador, so we won't have to wait for mercenaries anymore, which will be nice. Okay, so there is another big orcish stack, and they may attack us because we're ending the turn in their territory. And there's their settlement just to the west of us. Okay, so the Beornings turned around and besieged us, and here is this orcish army. No trolls, nothing too intimidating. Looks like a couple of units of orc champions, and a bunch of archers. But we can handle that. And then after this, probably we're going to want to move towards taking that orc hold from them. Not that it's going to do us much good, but it is good to have just for that the settlement count. Okay, so we are on the defensive. But let's go ahead and have our siege ballistas. Now we'll see how much better they do here when we are on the kind of on the downslope from the enemy. So they're attacking us. I want to have my axe throwers up front. In a pretty long line because we are outnumbered. Warhammer's in the back. Dwarven axes back a little bit. Longbowmen back here to be protected, and general over like here, I guess. So, see how this works out. And already they are getting ready to fire. We'll see if they're going to sit and take the barrage, or if they're going to charge. So far, no hits on that ballista. Oh, no, I stand corrected. Looks like we did some damage here to the Snaga Hunters. It's very effective, these siege ballistas, when you are assaulting a static position. So when you're on the attack, you're just going to get a lot better chances of hitting them because they're not moving, obviously. That did a good number. Some orc band, looks like. Alright, so it looks like their left is their strongest flank, so I think I'm going to charge in my long axes. I don't want to let them war cry and get a charge off. And we're already winning the missile fight. Alright, they're charging. Winning easily. We're going to have to assist here. Orc blades. I didn't notice them. Alright, so we will send the warhammers over there instead. Now, I am a little worried about my general here because they've got some orc blades as well as orc champions, which have a decent attack. And the champions, of course, are effective against armor. I think the blades are winning easily against my warhammers. These guys are not necessarily the pushovers that we may think. But they are losing heavily now. I do want to get some more of my dwarves in this part of the fight. Alright, we've got dwarves chasing their archers. Long axes are taking a beating over here. Here comes some orc band trying to sandwich my warhammers, and these guys may not do too well here. Okay, but we have one in the center, and it looks like we're starting to win on the right. So I think I'm going to send these guys over here. All of these axe throwers. I'm going to try to help our warhammers. That's the thing, the warhammers have fairly low defense for a dwarven unit. And when they're surrounded like this, it doesn't go super well for them. They're not as tanky as your axe throwers or even your dwarven axes are. Yeah, only 6 of these long axes left. Okay, so the longbows are out of ammo, so I'm going to just charge them in because they should be faster than the other orcish units, at least the lesser orcs, the ones that aren't as tall. Okay, here comes some orc blades, but I think it's too little too late. They may get some kills, but I think we've basically won the right. Alright, so we've got a good clash of archers here. I think my longbowmen ought to win this. These orc hunters have spears, but they're not great on the defense, although they do have quite a number advantage, and if I get, killed by my own siege ballista, that's not going to be too good. Well, orc hunters are charging the siege weaponry. Let's see how these guys hold out. We do have some other dwarves coming to help. Losing heavily. Yeah, we may lose these longbowmen also. Well, to be honest, I don't think they're really needed where we're headed. Okay, I think we may just save the siege equipment. And over here, the right is fleeing. So I want to take the long axes as well as my general and run them over here. We want to keep some of them probably chasing these routers. Do wish I had some cav about now. break pretty soon. Orc band, looks like they regrouped. But I don't give them great odds against my my axe throwers here. Okay, pretty much all we have left. Oh geez, this is Orc Champions. Alright, this could be a problem. Oof. Losing heavily. Alright. Of course, they're utterly tired. Shaken, wavering. Of course, the enemy is pouring in archer fire from two sides here. Down to just 2 men. Endurance guard 1. Oh no, I don't think this is going to go well for Glowing of Nereg Zigil. 52 men. If we can just rout these guys, I think he'll live. All right, he just got knocked over there. He's all right. No one panic. 47. 6. Wavering. Looks like they're taking some friendly fire too.
The enemy warlord shows his
and they rout.
Nothing. Any of our warriors would die rather than run.
Alright, we've got to press this. Chase these guys away. I think we got it now. As long as my general doesn't get shot in the back, we may win this. Just gotta push these guys up against the corner of the map, unfortunately. Alright, there we go. We'll just end this, and we got creamed here. Down to about half of our strength. But that should be enough to open up the path to that orc hold. And we'll decide if we really want it badly enough.
We shall rule.
But I'm thinking we probably may as well. There's not liable to be hardly anybody in here. So let's do that. Let's just put this under siege, and this can be another one where we just wait for a while. Alright, we have our first Wayne bow over at Nereg Zigil. And Rivendell has a waypost, so we did start to build up here so we could train hirelings. Alright, Glowing of Nereg Zigil got a Dwarven veteran for that fight. This dwarf bears the scars of his many battles with grim pride. +4 to morale, 10% decrease to troop training costs, +2 command when commanding infantry, and that's going to be like 100% of the time when you're playing the dwarf, so that's good. So he's going to have some nice combat buffs here. Very good. And Kim of the House of Nogladur is attuned now. I think this is our, yes, this is our general over in Orodengrin. We did make a little bit of money last turn, but that was kind of a close fight. All right, over here, it looks like I think we have 3 woodman axes, and they're going to be assaulting against 2 hireling spears and a bow unit. Now, I'm honestly not sure how this is going to go. 12 attack, 18 defense, 9 attack, and 24 defense. So my men are going to have better defense. We're going to be shooting at them as they come in. I think we'll probably be able to hold this. So I'm going to take a risk. that that's going to be the case. Let's go up here. Attack them. Okay, so they're going to take this fight. I think we got time for one more. Oh, this is the heir. Golem of the Eastern Greenwood. So this is a unit of Beorning Guard. These guys are going to be pretty dangerous to us because they frighten nearby enemy infantry, which is just about all of our units. They are effective against armor. So that's the most concerning part of this. The rest of it I'm not worried about at all. And then we have, probably the cav here is the biggest concern in this stack. So let's do this. And if we win this, we should be free to march right up to the high pass. Ah, shoot. We're aimed right downhill. And they're probably going to be setting up on a hill as well. Okay, so I think we want to be somewhere like here. I don't know where they're going to set up. It could be that they set up over there, which could be annoying. Alright, this is their area. Where's our line? Right over here. Alright, so axemen out front, or axe throwers out front. Oh, that's right, we do have blunderbusses. I forgot all about them. How could I forget? Alright, so we're going to do 2 wings of blunderbusses. The axemen in the center. There's our king here, Gin of Ravenhill. A couple of other melee units over there. Cavalry in the center, just for wherever you want them to be. And a couple of archers right behind the axe throwers. Alright, let's see where they are. And they're right down there. That's good.
No matter, we will count the dead later.
So we will have the range on them. We'll be able to basically dictate how this battle works. We get close enough, start shooting them with our bows, and then they will probably just head up toward us. This will be a pretty interesting fight with the lightly armed... It's not going to be a fight, so they're going to leave. Got to look at our blunderbusses and figured that their belligerence was no match for our superior technology. Okay, good. Well, it's a victory. We'll take it. So they're just fleeing off the field here. Very interesting. Usually when the AI has reinforcements like that, they don't just flee. But, again, I'll take it. They're probably going to flee right back to the high pass stronghold, which is going to make the fight for that settlement a bit more tricky. But that'll be good because that'll bottle them up and we'll only be facing them on the one front. Another thing I could do is take them from the south as well, although this elven army here is basically blocking me. If I were to try for an alliance and military access, I could get around them, which is something maybe I will consider. Alright, let's do this. Now, I'm not sure if they can get a relief force over here, so they may just be content to wait until the last turn and then sally out. I'm not sure how that's going to go. Maybe they'll try to send this army back to defend their settlement. All right, down here, what I'd like to do is get some more training going. We do have some blunderbusses I'd like to retrain, and then once I have a decent force here, so we're not facing public order issues, we can march our big army out against Dunland and try to take care of them. Alright, now we did get a unit of Dwarven Wain bows, and so I think what I'm going to do is leave the hireling guards and hireling spears here, and also leave my Rovanian bowmen mercenaries. And I'm going to take my chances that we can find some mercenaries in other parts of the map. So we're going to send our army out. I'm going to take this off local governance just so that I remember that. And now we will train a scout just so we can have another set of eyes here. What I'd like to do is go straight for Erebos. And that will be the commencement of our campaign against Rune. So I think that's where we will end this episode. We are making some strides now. We've got a couple of settlements under siege. Not particularly important settlements. 3, actually. One of these being Forodrain. And we are poised to take the fight against the Beornings and against Rune in the east. And in the south, we're getting ready, gathering our strength to take the fight to Dunland. So I hope you have enjoyed the fight so far, and I hope you join me in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.